Hello everybody, Garnet here, and welcome back to Ark Survival Ascended on the Center. So, I've only done a couple things since the last episode. Mainly, I got everyone out that we caught and tamed last time. And we're growing up the bear over here. I have named him Bart. We'll be able to take him out relatively soon. I don't really want to imprint on him right now. We'll kind of worry about that kind of thing later on. I've brought out both of the terror birds that we tamed. I named this one Bert, so we have Bert and Tart. And we also have the Uteranus downstairs. The male is growing up pretty quickly, so we should be able to start getting some eggs there for the exceptional kibble going. And then I just want to get the terror birds kind of bred up and have a baby that we can use to explore the map with our really good saddle. But before I did that, I did want to kind of explain to you guys what I normally do to combine stats for our babies, just in case you weren't sure on exactly what I try to do. So first thing I'll do is I'll pull up their stats in here. I'll take a picture on my phone, and then I'll do the same for both. And once I have both of those pulled up, I'll actually kind of pull them side by side and compare which stats are better. Specifically, we try to do the health, stamina, weight, and the melee damage stats. Once I've determined which one of those stats are higher on either of the creatures, I try to keep that in mind going forward when breeding out the baby. And then once the baby actually has all of those stats that we want, if I can get that consistently on a male and a female creature, then we can use those as the perfect parents, and then we can try to get mutations from there. So for now, let's just get these guys started and see if we can get ourselves a perfect baby that we can use to traverse the map with. And in the meantime, while we wait for those to create a couple eggs, I did kind of want to go and test out our theory in this cave that we did last time as well. Or a couple times ago, I guess, by now. Just what exactly the pyromanes can do to get either to the artifact or the treasures, and then to get out of there unscathed. Okay, so we are back at our little respawn shack right next to the jumping puzzle. Considering the pyromane's ability to walk on lava, this actually could make it so that we have no reason to worry about this. That was a little bit nerve-wracking, because I actually dipped under the lava. I wasn't sure if this was actually going to work. I haven't tested this a whole lot, so this was a big risk. But, you know, with this, I may have been able to potentially get my body back with those items, but obviously it's way too late now. But what this means is I could probably get the artifact without actually needing to complete the puzzle anymore. I wanted to at least do it once legitimately before I consider doing anything like this. So maybe we'll see if this is possible. Let's see. I'd imagine you probably need to do... Oh, well, I missed that. I guess I should test if I could just make it from down here. Okay, it looks like that jump is just barely not high enough. I wonder if I can do it from this little thing here. Nope, same thing. Didn't quite jump high enough. Alright. So I feel like maybe I do need to climb up on top of those arches there, and then we should get across. Okay, let's see if I can get this lined up right. Ooh, alright, cool, yeah. So I can, in fact, get up here. Let him poop a little bit. And... yep, sure enough, this can be done. So I may use this opportunity to just grab another one of these artifacts, just so I can have this with me. Considering how difficult that puzzle can be, you know, I'll take just doing it once. We'll just grab more going forward this way. Which means I can probably go grab that red drop over there just fine. I'm actually kind of curious as well. How far can Mios go if I actually just use him to do this puzzle? You can skip a lot. That That jump is no longer nerve-wracking from the back of a pyromane. Use our nice little shortcut. What do we have in this one today? You know what? I will gladly take that. Because honestly, I don't think I was going to find one of those outside. That is actually an amazing find. And I will not complain about that in the slightest. I don't think you can do the Control-C when it's on your shoulders. I think you have to do it with the button. Okay, well that is good to know. I've also learned that. A 400 damage rifle and some ammo? Yes, please. Woo. Can I just, like, walk on these? Yes. Yes, I can. Oh, this is funny, considering just how much stress it caused me before. Oh, it wouldn't let me do it. Well, we would have failed anyway. That's fine. I will take this one treasure, and I will leave. If you guys think that this is a little cheaty, let me know in the comments. I'll take the one for now, and I'll contemplate maybe doing it more if you guys think it's okay. Alright, so now that we're back from testing that out, I'm going to put my rifle away real quick, and then we're going to take a look at these eggs that they've laid while we were gone, and see if they gave us anything with the combined stats we're after. Now let's see if we luck out with our first couple of eggs. Ooh, this 224 looks very promising when it comes to the actual level. These 200s, not so much. So essentially, since the higher level of these two is 208, anything higher than that level actually should be potentially what we're after. So, according to the stats that we have picked up on there, this one does seem to have all four of the stats that we're after. So I'm going to name her Perfect Female. We'll just do Perfect F for short. And then we'll be able to use the Perfect Female along with Bert over there to hopefully get a Perfect Male much faster than waiting around for stuff like this to happen in the background. The interesting thing about this is it looks like the colors are all the same as Bert's. So if we end up getting the perfect stats this way, then we'll always have the same color coming out, which is very interesting. Normally that's not how that happens. There is a trike sticking his face through the door. Nosy neighbors, am I right? So in the meantime, we'll take care of the ones that are over here, and then we'll let this raise up, and I'll try again using her, and we'll hopefully get ourselves the stats right away. That'd be amazing. So you can't forget to also make sure you give the raw meat to the baby, because when they're babies, they aren't big enough to reach from the trough, so they could potentially just die of starvation, and we don't want that, especially not now that she has the perfect stats. I figure in the meantime we could also hatch up a bunch of aloes and see if we're going to get an extra mutation, and if not, we can at least get Bart leveled up here and have him ready for what our adventure is today. So we'll know if our aloes have a second mutation on top of the first, if they come out as level 239 instead of the 235 or 237, and it doesn't look like any of these guys got an extra mutation on top of the original, so we'll just take care of them and try again. To let you guys in on a little secret, when you're actually breeding up from a baby creature, if you already have their mating on, by the time, as soon as they hit adult, they'll already just make an egg right away. Okay, round 2, and including another terror bird egg. $237s, $235s. Okay, so it doesn't look like we've got any of the double mutations on these ones either. How about this terror bird? Okay, so this terror bird only came out as a 205, so it still doesn't have all the stats either. Still waiting for this one over here to grow up, so that was just another one that the original ones put out. This round will be Argentavis eggs. I haven't combined the stats for Jenny and Arthur quite yet either, so we'll take this opportunity to try to do that. So from the looks of it, we do have a couple mutated RGs already. Thing is, we don't really have the combined stats together yet, so unless they end up having the combined stats and everything on top of the mutations, we don't really want to keep them. Looking at the base stat levels and everything for them, I'm pretty sure this 229 is the best bet for having those stats. The only question is, do they have a mutation? They do not. So they don't have a mutation. And looking at their stats, so after double checking both Jenny and Arthur's stats, it does look like this one has both of their best stats in here, so we're going to name this one Perfect Male and hold on to this one. In case you've never tamed a bear before, it's crazy. They just gain momentum the longer you run for. End up going really fast. It's a very good thing to get around on, and they're very strong too. Got 5,000 health and 404 melee damage now. I've leveled them up quite a bit while we've been taking care of the unnecessary eggs that we've hatched. By the way, if you wanted to do what I'm doing, you have to make sure that you don't have PvE enabled, or else you won't be able to do any damage to the baby dinos. It can give crazy experience from doing that, especially if you have highly mutated creatures. Like, it'll actually act as though you defeated a level 250-something creature out in the wild, which is insane, by the way. So it looks like our perfect female terror bird is just about grown up, so hopefully she'll be able to make an egg real quick, and then that one should be, fingers crossed, the perfect male. Yep, and there we go. So as soon as she became a full adult, an egg came out right away, and the timer for mating has started right away. So it'll take a while for another one to come out. But hopefully, given the circumstances here, we get the perfect male, or at least another perfect female, so we can double the process going forward. Alright, the moment of truth is upon us. What do we have? Okay, for some reason across the board, both eggs ended up being 216s, neither of which are the perfect stats, but I think for the sake of the video, we'll make sure we raise up one of these guys and then let them keep going, and hopefully in the future we'll have the perfect stats put together. I guess technically this one does in fact have all four of those stats that we want. The only thing that's different, I guess, is the food stat. So technically this one would be our better one to combine for perfect stats, but it's fine. I'm still going to try to get the 224 so we at least have the higher level to start with going forward. But this guy will be our buddy today on our adventure into the redwoods, which is exactly where we're planning to go, to find a bee so we can get ourselves some honey for those extraordinary kibble. That is also why we've got Bart here all leveled up, so we can use him in the redwoods just in case something ends up happening to our new little buddy here. And we'll be able to use Bart to get up to a beehive and collect some honey just as it is if we're not able to fully find a bee to tame today. I would hope to find 1 to 3 bees, and then we can have our beehives here so I can just keep using them in crafting kibbles and other things. But we'll see what we can end up finding when we go down that way today. So our buddy's name that we're going to be using today is Travis. Travis here shall be a very helpful mount in traversing the redwoods. And also for now we'll put Bart inside of a cryopod, so we'll have him ready whenever we go over there. And since we are planning on using Travis today, I'll try to make sure we get all of the imprints on him, and we'll at least get an idea of what stats will end up being changed when that happens, and then we'll be able to use that on the perfect one once we have that fully bred out. So he wants a Maginberry, so I'm going to find one of those real quick and feed that to him. The mod seems to be bugging out, so I just ran outside to grab one real quick from the bushes. Maginberry. There you are, Seth. Good 63%, so just one more and we'll be good to go. Okay, Travis just wants a cuddle for the second one. So he is fully imprinted. We just have to wait for him to fully grow up now. I'm going to go try to hatch up these other 2 eggs in the meantime and see if we get the perfect male or another perfect female to use for breeding for mutations. Okay, so Travis is fully grown up now. Let's get this saddle put on him. And I'll just kind of show you real quick the differences between what he's got now and what they had initially. So he has 4 health, 2721. Initially they had 2268. Stamina is the same, weight 250, and their damage is 417. So the weight's gone up a little bit, and the melee damage has gone up a little bit as well. So that is the benefit of fully imprinting a dino, and you can kind of see a bit of a difference there. I do like the terror birds because of their ability to flap around like crazy. It's very fun, which is another reason I was hoping that this would be a good plan. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to hatch up a couple more eggs so we can get Travis here leveled up, and then I will meet you over at the redwoods. Of course, I'll show you if anything hatches that we've been after as well. So we have made it over to our sap base. I'm just going to pull the sap one more time because we should have something here. Yep. Sweet. Just gonna keep letting that pile up so we have a good stockpile of it by the time we really need it. We're gonna throw out Travis here. I leveled him up to 255, so he's got quite a bit of health compared to standard. I just need I need to heal him up a little bit. But then the weight is at 360. Melee damage is 555%, which is pretty good. I think it's around 200 damage per attack. Can't complain about that on a Terror Bird. So let's go in here and see if we can find ourselves a bee to tame today. Oh, and to go over some things that we're going to need to actually tame the bee, just so that it doesn't run away from us, is we want to use some gilly. So I brought a full set of that, so we're prepared, and it'll also stop me from burning to death over here because it is already pretty hot. Is that 135 or 35? Ooh. I have to keep in mind that Megatheriums are also a very good candidate for boss fight stuff. Of course, there's a 145 as soon as we get here now. I actually think that the damage that I was doing at the base was because I had a mate boost. Oh well, this will still do really well for us. And the fluttering is very fun. I'm going to flutter over this Thyla because, oh my god. I did not see that until now. We're going to land on this little... Oh, no, we're not. We're going to fall down much faster than that. We're going to stay away from that tree. We know there's something dangerous on that tree. If I can find one if I can actually, like, get a good look at it and it's a good level, maybe we'll think about coming to tame it some other time. Was it this one? Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's a level 40. But it has a baby? Does that mean the baby's on the ground? But it's mate boosted also, which means there's another one nearby. That's a little bit nerve-wracking. I didn't see any of them when we were here last time. Make sure we're not going to get jumped over here. So as mentioned last time, I can definitely shoot off the back of these Terror Birds, so I should be able to use this to either knock something out or kill it in the event that something decides to attack us that I am not prepared for just to have Travis do. Oh, there's a Thyla right there in that tree too. A 130, not bad. And it has a baby too? Interesting. I'm really just trying to find ourselves a beehive. So I can either find just a bee on the ground or hopefully use Bart to climb up to get one. I say climb up. I'll have to build something up to it, but still, you know the point. Seeing a couple beavers down there. Something just fell into the water from above. What do we have? A Gigantopithecus. With a baby. So from what I'm reading, the beehive should be spawning a little bit more east from where we're at. I think it said somewhere between 40 and 60 longitude. So we'll see if we can find something over there, and hopefully it will have what we're after. And not get jumped by something else. Oh crap, I ran into a bear. Let's just run by. It's okay. At least the amount of damage that Travis is going to take is very minimal because of the strength of our saddle. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the trees up and around us as we're going this way, so I know which ones to kind of avoid on the way back out. Worst case scenario, we do have Terry back at that little base, so I can fly in and either grab my stuff or whatever. Fingers crossed it doesn't come to that, though. Just hovering over a giant chasm, no big deal. Gonna check the trees nearby, because we're actually pretty much right where they could potentially be. I don't know if they mean specifically just on the trees or on the sides of the rocks, because I run into some on both. Just going to take a good look real quick from this little vantage point. Oops. Nah, I don't care about you little ants. You are indeed just little ants. This place is crazy looking. I don't think I've actually gone down into this area. I think I was just above before. It looks a little bit like Aberration. Only in the regards of, like, you know, it's deep underneath a bunch of other stuff. Kind of feels like we're in a cave when we're not, you know. Still looking for a beehive. Haven't found one yet. So on the island, the beehives would spawn on the side of the redwood trees, kind of like the thylas like to hide out. I'm hoping to get 2 or more bees to tame. But so far, I haven't found a single hive. I'm hoping that there's not a problem on this map like there was on Scorched Earth, which I had heard there were not very many bees spawning there. I was lucky enough to find some, so I didn't really have any problems, but we'll see if I can find any here. Oh, there's a thyla on that tree over there. It's a 135 female. Not bad, I have to keep that in mind too. Also, don't go over there. We don't want to die. Or at least be attacked by a thyla. While I run by other trees and not looking at them. Could not go wrong at all. Sounds like I'm getting chased by no more terror birds. Oh yeah. So they're doing 1 to me because of this amazing saddle that I've got. So I don't think I'm really worried about Travis dying. I don't know if I want to be looking, if I need to be looking really high up, or if they're supposed to be on the rocks on the ground, like they sometimes can be. Or they might be inside these giant logs. I have no idea. Okay, well, we're going to make sure that he is on attack my target so he can help defend us when we get attacked by microraptors, because that's fun. Where'd the other one go? There he is. Get him, Travis. Destroy him. You didn't hear what he said about your mother. He's so rude. Good job, Travis. Thank you for defending me. I've kind of gotten used to what the sound for the bees are, so if I hear one on the ground, I'd know that that's what we're looking at, but I'm not seeing anything anywhere. So we looked around on Travis for a very long time. Didn't look like we're going to have any good luck finding it on foot. So I'm going to switch to Terry now. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck, and I'll be able to keep an eye out for any of the thylas kind of before anything becomes a problem. Fingers crossed we have better luck now. Okay, so these should be kind of the right longitude coordinates. Just kind of keep an eye on all the trees as I'm flying by. This is a riskier way to do this, because if I'm not careful and I do miss a thyla, I'm going to be jumped out of the sky, but it's probably the easier way to kind of make sure you find the beehives than being on the ground. It was a little difficult to see. What level was that thing's mate? A 145 thylacolia? Ooh, my goodness. So 135 and a 145 on the same tree. Or a 130 and a 145. That is very interesting. Very big fan of that potential. So I have been flying around for a very long time, and I have found no sign of beehives anywhere. And I think for the sake of this particular video, I've had some people suggest that I use a dino tracker mod, so I'm going to have one on for this one, just so we can try to see if we can actually find any giant queen bees anywhere. I'm going to tell it to find it for me. And there should be one right here and a couple around the corner. So we'll try to have this one tracked. And we'll see if we can find this one and just kind of see if we're able to reach it. If we're able to reach it with the bear, we'll at least be able to get some honey. And then if not, I'll be able to destroy the hive and see if we can tame it instead. Is there actually a hive right there? Oh, there is. That is actually considerably smaller than I would imagine that they would be. Okay, well that did actually just confirm. So if you hear that noise, apparently there is a queen bee inside of the hive. I'm hoping, I mean it's actually quite a bit up here. Normally you would want to bring some C4 or something to blow up the hive with. I'm wondering if I'm able to just break it using our crossbow. So maybe I'll try to get a little bit lower and avoid that frickin' horrible monster that just tried to attack me just now. Let's see. Where are you at? little beast of burden. You attacking the bear? Yeah, you're getting killed by the bear. Okay. So, what I want to do is I want to use some bug repellent and be wearing my full ghillie set. I want to see if I'm able to destroy this just using the crossbow. Oh, what is that? What's happening? Oh, no. You can go ahead and attack that. That's fine. Actually, no, maybe we don't want you to do that. I don't know. So I hit the beehive. You can see a bunch of bees just kind of swarming around. Swarming around. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, so I killed a giant bee. Looks like they're after Terry right now. Which is not ideal. I was supposed to keep him over here, but he's attacking... He was attacking the target there. So we've got a bear right here. I just don't want to accidentally piss him off. Or her, sorry. Sorry for assuming anything. Shoot at the beehive again. I'm doing some damage to it. Is it the bees? Or, no, what are you doing? Why are you attacking the bear? Terry, where are you going? Oh my gosh, don't fight a bear, you dum-dum. Okay. Gosh, way too many things happening over here. You stay here. We need to take out this beehive, which, it's still just a hive, right? I haven't killed... Okay, good. Once the hive is broken, the queen bee will come out, and you're able to try to tame it. Which is a passive tame, and you use the rare flowers. That's why I brought those with me today, too. Whoop! They see me. What was that? Did they just die? That was a horrible noise. I did not like that at all. Well, I just made a horrible mistake. I should have definitely checked if the hive was broken. Looks like the queen bee had come out, and I accidentally shot and killed the queen bee. That's the opposite of what we wanted. Or did it say I just killed giant bee? For some reason, I thought it said that I killed the giant queen bee. I just happened to shoot an actual bee itself instead of the hive. So the hive still has 1590 health on it. So I should be able to hit it about 7 more times. Okay. They're doing their job in protecting the hive, but they're also coming down and dying in front of me, which is awful sounding. Okay, so I've broken the hive, and the queen bee is free. She'll still have the ability to continually spawn more little bees around her. But what I want to do is I want to put the rare flowers onto my last slot of my inventory. As long as I still have the bug repellent going, which I do. And I have the full ghillie set, which should help me out with this. Just got to go around the corner. Oh, you hear that noise? That is the noise of the queen bee. And there she is. I'm going to try to run up and hit E until I tame her. Hey, nice. So we got ourselves a queen bee. And all of the little bees that she had summoned have become mine also. Kind of wish this was in the daytime so I can show her off a little bit more. But as soon as you tame one of these bees, if you actually go up to them and you press E, essentially you just turn her immediately into a beehive. And then you can use these, if you put rare flowers inside of them, to generate honey over time. So you can have them for your recipes inside your cooker and everything like that. As well as making, it's for the kibbles, the veggie cakes and all that stuff. It's very helpful. They're a very, very useful creature for stuff like that. You gotta be careful not to consume a rare flower, by the way, because it'll cause any and all creatures typically to attack you. It's a bit of a rage-inducing thing. Something you can use to actually get tapiheras out of the sky if they've been scared up there. It's a good tactic for certain things. If creatures don't typically attack, it's a good way to lure them towards you. Okay, so we're back at the sap base. I'm going to pull even more. So hopefully we'll have more to kind of use in our other things. Okay, cool. The question is, and I don't expect this. Okay, yeah, I guess we can fly back on Terry still, and we should be fine. I'm going to drop a couple things just because I feel like we're not going to need all of this. And then we'll bring you back when we get back to base. Okay, we have made it back here. Did take a while because Terry is weighed down quite a bit. But we are back here, and we are safe. Everything's secured. I do want to go and end up getting 2 more or so bees over time. But at the moment, the one will do just fine. I don't think I'm actually going to place it down right now, because I plan on putting this kind of next to where the berry crop plots are going to be. But I just want you to know as well that even if it is a tamed bee, you have to make sure you're using your bug repellent before you reach into it, or else you'll actually still take damage from bees. And yeah. I mean, today was kind of more of an educational one, going over what I do for the breeding and kind of testing out in the cave. But we also got ourselves a bee, which is amazing, and hopefully we'll be able to get all the kibbles made, and we'll be able to tame some higher level and crazier creatures going forward. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video at any point, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have anything to bring up about this series or any of the others on the channel, just let me know in the comments below. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.